Good afternoon. Mwiriwe. Ndashaka kubanza gusuhuza ababyeyi barimo hano n'abantu baturutse muri community. Mwiriwe. Before I give my remarks in English, permit me to speak in Kinyarwanda for the parents. Nagira ngo mbanze nshimire ababyeyi mwatumiwe guherekeza abana banyu. Nanabwiwe ko harimo n'abantu bo mu mudugudu muri community aho abana bakora, aho urubyiruko ruba ruri. Nagira ngo rwose mbashimire ko mwitabiriye, nshimire na Core Africa yabahaye umwanya. Nkeka ko ari isomo natwe twize muri leta, aho duhura n'urubyiruko tuzajya tugira umwanya tuganire n'ababyeyi nabo, numva ari ibintu byiza cyane. Ikintu gikomeye ibi byerekana nuko ubukorerabushake abana cyangwa se urubyiruko barimo kujyamo ubu, nagira ngo nibutse ababyeyi n'urubyiruko n'abanyarwanda turi kumwe ko igihugu cyacu burya igihugu dufite imyaka 29 twibohoye cyavuye mu maboko y'ubukorerabushake. Ngira ngo ababizi mu mateka mu myaka ya za 80 ubwo abanyarwanda bateranaga, abari impunzi, abari urubyiruko bari bato, bagafata gahunda yo kubohora u Rwanda, bakabikora bavunitse. Imyaka 4 abari bato baretse amashuri, banyakwa Perezida wa Repubulika bari bakiri urubyiruko, nta wabahembaga, kandi bahuye n'ibibazo bikomeye mu guhagarika jenoside yakorewe Abatutsi. Na nyuma yaho igihugu kimaze kubohorwa kidafite ikintu, bagakomeza gukora badahembwa, bari abakorerabushake. Ngira ngo umuco rero turi gutoza urubyiruko, umuco abana mu batoza mukabohereza, ntabwo ari umuco mushya mu Rwanda, ni umuco w'igihugu cyacu. Nagira ngo rwose mbibashimire. I have been informed that in the room we have Honorable Kojo Opong Kruma, Minister of Information from the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Nana Kwasi Ajekon, the Head of Civil Service of Ghana, Martha Kwataine, the Special Advisor of the President of Malawi, Liz, thank you very much for great speech, and thank you for Core Africa initiation. And I've been informed also of the President of Ambassadors, Moro Koudia, PS, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Youth in Senegal, Core Africa board members from Morocco, Senegal, Malawi, Rwanda, Kenya, and Ghana. We have a big Rwanda team here. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. I want to express my gratitude for the organizers, participants, and speakers for this active engagement that you have exhibited in this conference. This is a great platform for discussing the crucial role of youth in shaping the future of Africa. Thank you, Core Africa Board. Thank you, Core Africa Rwanda Chapter. Thank you, the Ministry of Local Government, for facilitating the work of youth volunteers in Rwanda. Every young person, whether graduate, at school, even in the community, Helsinki International People's College. In that school, I was surprised to find young people between 18 and 24 years old, and we were taught how to become a volunteer. But there were other courses. We had to learn the African drama and dance, the African studies, public communication, writing skills. We also had to study understanding Africa, understanding Europe, understanding Asia. And there was a course about understanding community and environmental studies. One of the best courses that we had was intercultural understanding skills. Core Africa is one of the examples where the African communities get together, they understand their culture, but they work together for the good of the community. So when I was young, that time, at the end of the course, when I came back to University of Rwanda, we started to go to the communities in Ihuye, in Ibutare, to try to work with the community about how to build the toilets, clean the roads, just to try to participate in the community work. From there, I started to understand that there is a life at university, there is a life at the school, but also there is a different life in the community. And the young person, it is a complete education if you combine school life and the community life with your engagement. So Core Africa Youth Volunteers Program in Rwanda, it is the best platform we can try to build strongly because it completes our education system. When I graduated from medical school, I went to work at the Ruhengeri Hospital. So people here know the place. And I worked in the operating room. I worked in surgery. And most of the patients who were coming, they had intestinal obstructions or intestinal perforation secondary to typhoid fever, if you guys know that. And most of the causes of these diseases is hygiene, poor hygiene. And from there, I also participated in youth volunteership work through the youth organization, what we call the National Youth Council. And from there, when we go to community work, participating in different weekend activities with the youth, you can get the sense of what is happening in the community. And maybe you can bring a public health intervention to the community and you reduce the consequences of your patients. So I believe that whatever the career you have, whatever your background, whatever your area of education, when you're in a community, you can work with others to bring a solution. And the volunteership, I think, participates a lot in terms of economy to the government. Because by bringing solutions to community, you reduce the health risks, you reduce diseases, you participate in the prevention, and many dollars a government must spend are saved. So volunteership is really also an income-generating activity for the government. So we need to embrace it as a critical tool for the development. What I have seen when you are developing young people and you tell them that they will become leaders, it is very hard when you graduate, for example, from Harvard, you come right from the US as a young African graduate, and you come in the Ministry of Youth, or you come in the Ministry of ICT. It's hard for you at the high level table when the people are discussing policies, you will not be able to bring tangible solutions to the communities because you've been absent from the community for a period of time. So it's better when you are in those high-end universities, when you take some time when you graduate, to go to your communities and learn what is happening in the community. Yes, there is the fourth industrial revolution. Yes, there is artificial intelligence. Yes, there's robotics. Yes, of course. There are people without toilets. There are people without clean water. There are people without a roof. We have families where the pyramid of Maslow is still at the base. No shelter, no food, no basic infrastructure. Even if you are highly graduated, coming from a wealthy family, take time to go to the community. So when you go to the ministry level, when you go to the high-level decisions, you will think of your high-level people, but also the community people, and you will build an eco-society. I think that is something very critical if we really embrace it. And as I have told you my journey from the medical school as a medical doctor, now I am a minister, so you can get the idea how the volunteership has shaped my journey to this position. So young people here, volunteers, never retire, never graduate from volunteership until you are not here only, you can be something else. But as I have seen, our president, our chief volunteer, has never graduated from volunteership. He's still doing it. So never graduate from volunteership. It's something you do for life. It's something that lives is still doing, and she will still do it because it is a really hurtful feeling. So we have to continue this work. So as a volunteer, you learn different things. First, you get out of the comfort zone. Someone said that better life starts when you get out of the comfort zone. So that's one of the lessons that you learn when you become a volunteer. When you become a volunteer, you develop humble behaviors. You learn how to boil water to drink. We have seen it on the video. Life without electricity and the tarmac road. Humility is a precious behavior that a volunteer learns. When things get tough, a volunteer doesn't accuse anybody. A volunteer doesn't blame, and a volunteer doesn't complain. With the community, a volunteer finds solutions. They sit together in a place, they do the fishbone analysis, they understand the root cause of an issue, they come up with a solution, they try it, they fail, they try again, but they find a solution, and they party after they succeed. So those are volunteers. Lastly, volunteers became great leaders. When you are with volunteers who've been to those remote areas, when you are discussing a policy, they have good points. They remember things that we don't remember because they have been there recently. They know what we are talking about. When you say that the road is okay, the bridges are fine, they will tell you no. Actually, the bridge has been broken last week. You were wrong. So then the volunteers, they have information. So as the Minister of Youth, I've seen that the volunteers are also successful entrepreneurs and job creators. Why? Because in the community, they know the problems that are there. They can find solutions that can be marketable. And because the community knows you, that you are a humble young man, young woman, they can buy from you. So the volunteers are good job creators and they're good entrepreneurs. So I want here to assure that the government of Rwanda, under the championship of the Ministry of Local Government and ourselves, the Ministry of Youth, we are encouraging all Rwandan youth to join volunteership program, whether in Core Africa or in our local volunteership program. What I can ensure is that we are going to work with the Core Africa to borrow your model of training, your training model. And if possible, with working with our universities and the training hubs, why not having a training hub here in Rwanda where we can be sending our volunteers to learn how you do things? Because I have seen the videos, I have received them in my office, your model is a successful model, and we have to learn from it. So we also would like to work with your alumni and some young people the alumni of Core Africa here in Rwanda, but also across Africa. They can become our mentors, our trainers. If the hub is available, you can help us to train our local volunteers. We aim to have 2 million Rwandan youth volunteers, but as it will be a big number, we will need trainers, because your model of going to the field, working with the community, leaving the comfort of the city and go to the village, that model works. We have a big challenge of hygiene that we need to teach our people, but you can't teach people hygiene by PowerPoint presentation. You need to live with them in the house. You wash your body every day. You show them how to clean the dishes, and you stay with them for 2-3 months, and they learn the culture. So this, we have to build the people. So I think we will learn your model, we will keep working together, and we will support in our capacity. So I want to thank the African colleagues to grace this event. Thank you, the ambassadors. Thank you, Liz, for your great work. And more importantly, thank you to all of the volunteers. murakoze.